Welcome to round number 4 of the Next Level Racing iRX Championship here on RaceSpot TV. It is Daytona International Raceway, the long version of this iRX track for us here this week. Hello everybody, my name is Paul Smith. Joining me, Ewan O'Leary, and Ewan, we have got AM and Pro action for you once again in this exciting championship.
Yeah, exactly. A couple of hours of our broadcast tonight here from Rallycross Daytona, which I'm very much looking forward to as we start to get to the middle now of our 2025 campaign. 4 rounds to go after round number 4 here tonight. Very much looking forward to seeing how we get on, starting with the AMs, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're here this week at Daytona International Speedway, and then we're the best part of a month before we head to Scotland and the Knock Hill circuit. Then it's just over a month before we then have the next round, which is at Brands Hatch. Then they come thick and fast for the end of the season. Charlotte Motor Speedway and Atlanta Motor Speedway to round out this Next Level Racing iRX Championship. As we mentioned, there's Pro and there's AM. In AM, which we will be seeing in a few moments' time, fixed setup racing, which means all the drivers have the same car, and a 3,500 iRating cap. The Pros, which we'll see in about an hour's time, will have an open setup so they can set up the car how they want and have no iRating cap. We've got 3-lap qualifying, 5-lap heat races, 5-lap last chance qualifiers, and a 10-lap main race in each of AM and Pro. And well, championship-wise, championship-wise, it's been a really exciting one, hasn't it, Ewan?
Yeah, sorry, I can barely hear you. Anyway, yeah, it has been very close so far, and Klaus Kreutzer just being brought back a little bit by Zachary Goddard in the last round of our championship at Sonoma. So 4 points the gap between those two. Aaron Smith II's not that far away with 9 points back. Greg Johnson then 4th ahead of Alex Otero, with Ellie Douglas then in 6th place, 1 point in front of Andrew Howe, who's 1 point in front of Benjamin Williams, 1 point in front of Joshua Germany, and 1 point in front of Santa Anderson. So down at the back, it's very close, but yeah, top 3 covered by just 9 points. Still very early in the championship, and in fairness, that is expected in that sense. You expect it to still be close at this stage in the season, considering we've only had 3 rounds, but nobody running away with it yet.
Yeah, absolutely not. I thought we were wondering whether we would have that runaway with Klaus Kreutzer winning the first 2 weeks of the championship in the main race, but Zachary Goddard really went and showed one last time out. Exciting, close racing between him and Klaus in that main race at Sonoma. Quick note about this track as we're looking at some lovely slow-mo shots of this venue. We're on the long version of this track, which means that you've got a bit longer in the lap to go, a tight hairpin towards the end of the lap, and then the joker lap. You can't take it off of the start, but you can take it after you've crossed the jump the first time. So tactics once again, Ewan, it's a shortcut, is this joker lap? It's opportunities for people to get a move done, especially on the last lap.
Yeah, it is a slight shortcut, but unlike the last round that I did at Sonoma, it's not quite as much of an advantage in terms of actually cutting through there. It's much less of a gain. There is a bit of vision of it, actually. You can see the joker there, the sort of signage on the inside of the International Horseshoe, as we normally call it, for the normal road course here from Daytona. Up over the jump and then bouncing back down towards this chicane, I think you call it. Long hairpin at the end of it, and you sort of rejoin back onto the road course section for just a very brief moment before, as you said, running down this long layout down to the hairpin, which provides a very good overtaking chance. Bit of handbrake, through there, and then onto the oval briefly, a bit more dirt, and then through the opening chicane of this circuit, what you normally see on the road course, and that's a lap around here at Daytona. A very good, a good layout, a mix of dirt and tarmac, as most of these rallycross venues are. But yeah, this is the classic one. If you think back to when iRacing introduced rallycross racing, this is the classic venue where it all began.
It certainly is. Drake Mittag not having the best opening lap, as Kieran Forrest has set the fastest time so far, and Drake once again. You'll see drivers maybe not choosing to use the handbrake around that hairpin. There's very few places in the world of iRX that you do actually use the handbrake.
Yeah, it's not as much as you'd think, certainly in a rallycross car, but that corner is so tight down there at the hairpin that it may well be seen every now and again further back as Mittag goes over the jump, which is such a feature of this circuit as well. You want to be launching off there relatively level, relatively flat, otherwise you could be in a bit of trouble. Zenith Ainemet going over the line as well. So far 25 drivers with times on the board, by the way. So it's going to be a pretty busy night as far as heats and last chance qualifiers go, although that is not the line for Anima there through the jump that time.
Yeah, certainly suboptimal landing, that is for sure. 29 entrants here today in RX AM, and Alan Megginson then running through that final hairpin. You want to avoid those anti-cut curves because they unsettle the car through there. Sweep it through the chicane at the start of the lap, and nicely over the jump there, nice and controlled. And you've got to be really patient with your braking and with your throttle application through this dirt section. It's very easy, although he's very much backed out of it there.
Yeah, and we're starting to see the end of this qualifying session now in terms of the times for some. Although some have just bided their time a little bit and left their laps till later. This is Trevor Teal, misses the apex immediately there through that first part of the hairpin, and barely makes it up the hill and over the top of that jump there. This is David Mikolajkovic in the 15 car, running fourth at the fourth place. Kieran Forrest currently with the best time. There's not how to go over the jump. I reckon if we get away tonight without seeing somebody up on their roof, we'll have done very well with that jump.
I do fully expect to see, especially at the start of races when you're all tightly bunched together, I do expect to see people ending up side by side, knocking each other over the jump, and somebody ended up in the wall. Joel Eaton then coming to the end of qualifying for them, although they have had their 3-lap run, I do believe. In fact, I do believe that pretty much everybody has set their lap times here. Klaus Kreutzer trying to finish off as well. In fact, no, he's parked his car. So, yeah, pretty much we've got qualifying set for these heat races.
Yeah, pretty much. And that will filter its way down in these heats for everybody being where they should be in a couple of moments. 27 now with times on the board. So, yeah, these are going to be pretty busy heats, that's for sure, in RX AM. As we explained earlier on, no setup changes permitted through here, and there's a cap on the level of driver that can take part in this part of the competition as well. The RX Pros are going to be a little bit later on, a little bit faster as well, of course. Worth noting we're in the low 40s so far. Matthew Morris here we join up with a little bit further down in those standings, just outside of the top 20 so far. Getting down on the brakes now for what I'm going to continue to call the International Horseshoe, even though that's not quite the case here for the rallycross circuit. And over the start-finish line just as time elapses in qualifying, and everybody will be put into their various groups now based on their time they just produced.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to get 3 heats here today, with there being 29 competitors. So 2 go through from each heat, and then we'll have 3 go through from each of the last chance qualifiers. Kieran Forrest and David Mikolajkovic on the front, with Eric Dubois and Jeff Cartwright. Chris Loonan, Jared Hughes then in 6th place. Trevor Teal, Ivan Anderson, Zenith Anima and Jimmy Randell round out your 10-car field. So, drivers all set then for the start of this first heat race here. We've got a green flag in the air, and away we go, and a good launch from the outside of that front row into the braking zone, and that the Beetle completely out of control on the brakes, and well, it's going to be Kieran Forrest and Trevor Teal who come through into the front.
Yeah, it was Michał Kiewicz who just got straight into the side of that Subaru alongside and there was big contact there. It sent the 15 a bit backwards, and now Jeff Cartwright comes down the inside. Chris Loonan just a little bit wide there, coming through that right-hander, and he's going to come back again, down towards the hairpin. He holds the inside line in this battle for 4th place.
Oh, but it's the power out of the corner for Cartwright that allows him to get away. Now, who's going to head to the Joker lap this first time? Oh, Ivan Anderson is around in the background of shot there. He's had a major issue. Jared Hughes also has taken to the pit lane. As we go through now, the little crown that you see on the left-hand side, that is who has taken the Joker lap, and so far it's just Trevor Teal.
Yeah, and he tried to take the lead on. He's a bit wide there through the right-hander. He's missed the apex there. He's now in a bit of trouble from the 15 car because he's taken that Joker a little bit early and he hasn't got the track position that he was hoping for with it. Kieran Forrest is going to continue out front here. I would imagine maybe even take his Joker this time round and try and seal victory. If he does, he will seal the pole for the final as well because he took the best lap time in qualifying. He's going to take the Joker now. He wants it out the way and he wants to lead this race all throughout the 5 laps. 3 to go. And he's miles out in front.
Yeah, David, Michael Kivich, I do apologise, David, for this, but he is very much on the tail of Trevor Teal now, and he's got the Joker in hand here. He can pick and choose when he goes onto that Joker lap, and yeah, you can see how much the cars move about as they go on and off of the dirt, but look at this, Jeff Cartwright's not giving up.
Oh, I think there was a bit of contact there as he was alongside Mihalkovic in the Beetle, which is still in 4th. Now, Cartwright goes to the inside. Is that going to help the Beetle or not? Will he get in front of Teal? It's going to be close. Side by side into the chicane they go. Oh, there's contact. Cartwright goes into the wall.
And that, unfortunately, is what we were expecting with that one. You've got to be so careful when you're going side by side through there. And well, it's now Michael Kivich then who is going to be trying to put the pressure on. And do you know what? I think if he takes the Joker this lap, he'll easily get the jump over Trevor Teal. Kieran Forrest currently still in the lead of this race by a comfortable margin here.
Yeah, very comfortable. And Mihalkovic could have gotten into 2nd, I think, without taking the Joker, but firstly, it's not allowed, and secondly, you'd never do that anyway. So through the inside he goes, into the 2nd place comfortably. He goes as well, does it all within the rules. With the final lap approaching, he now is in front of Trevor Teal. He's just got 1 more lap to try and seal this, but Teal has a much better run. Oh, and he gets into him! He gets into him through the right-hander, and there's contact with the wall. Teal comes through, and Mihalkovic is in the fence.
Chris Loonan could still get himself into a transition spot here. Oh, there's almost carnage further back. Kieran Forrest doesn't care about this. He's going to come through for a win. In fact, here he is through the final corner. Kieran Forrest will punch his ticket to that main race, and here comes Loonan. Last lap, Joker lap, and it's going to be crucial. Through he goes, takes that 2nd transition spot. Trevor Teal and everybody else is going to have to take it to the last chance qualifiers.
Yeah, Teal's going to have a decent track position for that last chance qualifier, whichever one he's inserted into, but he will have wanted to get through in this earlier race of the day. Unfortunately, he hasn't managed it, and that all came down the way, by the way, down to tactics taking your Joker lap.
Exactly. So Kieran Forrest and Chris Loonan, they go through to the main race. Everybody else to the last chance qualifiers. But here is your grid for race number 2. Heat number 2 then, and it's Klaus Kreutzer, the championship leader, who's going to be on pole position alongside him, Sutons and Thielgaard with Germany, Vereld, and then Robichaud on back. It's Scheiber and Boschenga with Megginson and Pasucci rounding out your 10-car field. Well, we're all set once again, waiting for the green flag. It's a long hold.
Green flag.
But we're a green flag racing, we're underway, and again, it's a good launch. Oh, but a black flag for one of your drivers. Now, is that going to be cleared? We saw last time out issues which was causing the admins to have to clear these black flags. We've got tyres smoked, we've got cars going through the chicane, a little bit wide, but everybody's made it through cleanly so far.
Yeah, they just about manage it, thankfully. Contact then into the big right-hander, and this is where the trouble's been so far today. René Soton's on the inside of Joshua Germany there, does a very good job. And it's side-to-side contact between... Oh, contact with the fence now! Robichaud and Thielgaard both in the wall.
Yeah, that's their day done for this race. They have got that last chance qualifier coming up, don't forget. So, it's Klaus Kreutzer who's in the lead of this one, with Rene Surtens in second place. We saw the tactics of that Joker lap really paying out in that first heat race. Are we going to see that again? We'll have to wait and see. But Surtens is under some intense pressure from Germany, and he's landed on his roof! He's landed on the back of the car! Oh, Surtens is all over those anti-cut curbs!
And how is he still going? He's been landed on, he's been over the curbs, and surely he's about to lose this place to Germany. No, he defends. He defends into the tight hairpin, uses a bit of handbrake and nicely takes that sharp hairpin down at the bottom of the circuit. He is living on a prayer at the moment and just about in front of Joshua Germany. But my goodness, what a bit of driving that was. What an exchange. Germany wants to clear him and he's going to take his Joker.
Well, we are halfway there in this heat race then, as they start lap number 3 then through the go. And so Germany, with that Joker lap done and dusted, he's got that gap. He wants to try and pull away here, but look at Rene Surtens now. He's behind Sim van Vierveld. And if I'm Surtens, I'm thinking, right, I need to jump ahead of Sim right now and get the Joker lap out the way.
It's not ideal that Van Vierveld got right in front of him there. Not ideal at all. So he has to stay there at the moment. I would actually leave it just for the moment, because the two in front might battle amongst themselves, but he's not going to wait. He wants to get back in front of them immediately here. Inside line. Watch out for the left-hand side here for Germany coming back through again. They'll be side by side into the chicane. Oh, and they knew that they had to go for it. And Germany disappears completely. He's still there. Oh, in the fence. Surtens couldn't get it done, and he's in the wall. Germany takes second.
Well, Rene Surtens is actually still there. He's still going. I thought he would be done from that hit, but no, he's still going. He's not giving this one up. Well, it's been action aplenty, almost into that tyre stack on the inside of the hairpin there. Plus Kreutzer, he's not taken the Joker lap yet, and he's got almost a 6-second lead over these drivers. We've seen in that first heat race, and now this one, the leader gets away. Everybody else really struggling to fight it out for that last transition place, and Surtens having issues now, and Sim van Vierveld through into third place.
Yeah, Surtens went wide of his own accord, and that allows Van Vierveld through. Big slide, meantime for Surtens, as Austin Schieber closes in behind. He is having a right run on this last lap, by the way, and he hasn't taken his Joker yet. Is he close enough to just get his nose in front of Joshua Germany at the line for that second place?
I think it might be just a little bit too late. Contact between Surtens and Vierveld once again as we're coming through. Klaus Kreutzer's going to take the win here as he goes across the line now. But here comes Schieber. Is he going to jump Joshua Germany in all of this? The answer is no, he's not. He takes third place. In fact, he's black flagged for crossing the white line on the exit of the jump, and he takes to the air, up and over. But we do have Klaus Kreutzer and Joshua Germany progressing through to the main race. Everybody else heading to the last chance qualifiers once again. But I tell you what, we've got another heat race to come here. 9 cars. It's Drake Mittag and Sander Antonsen and Viergard Olsen-Leia, who's on the front row. Then it's Eaton and Douglas in row number 2. Williams, Morris and Loncar with Hafstead rounding out your 9-car grid. So, all set for this last heat race, and then we've got 2 last chance qualifiers coming up as green flag in the air once again. They all squeeze together. It's 2 by 2 all the way through the field, up over the curb, and contact around goes one of your drivers. Oh dear, that's Olsen heading up the wrong way, and once again Antonsen is running away at the front.
Well, it's been largely created by that battle. Oh, and Vegard Olsen-Lea's got rear right damage, and that's going to be the end of his heat race, unfortunately. There's fairly significant damage, but this fight for third is killing them right now. Drake Mittag somehow got back to second, despite all of his trials and tribulations, going so badly sideways through that international horseshoe first time round, that first hairpin of this race. He's gotten clear of these guys who are just eating themselves alive, and there's contact. They're in the wall. Ellie Douglas and Matthew Morris spin around, and they collect the others behind them.
Oh, this is crazy. This is absolutely craziness in this third heat race. They're all desperate to make it through automatically, and that just is allowing Anderson and Mittag to be able to pull away at the front. Joel Eaton's got the best opportunity with Mittag, but no joker taken yet by anybody. I would imagine that we've pretty much got the front two secured. Morris has taken it back to the pit road. That's their heat race done. Big Olsen Lee has actually gone and carried on in this one as more contact between Ellie Douglas and Ian Longcar. So a change of position for those two.
Yep. So, and over that curve that unstuck Douglas last lap again. And hits the wall again that she was in last time. Inside line now for the West International Horseshoe as they take the joker. Don't go over the white line. Austin Schieber will show you that. It will give you a penalty. However, small of an infringement it is. And there is off.
Oh no!
Is that Drake Mittag? Is that Mittag? It is. He goes off.
What on earth has happened to Drake Mittag here on lap number 3 of this race? Joel Eaton's through, and that's his race done. His heat's done. He's got a damaged car. Oh dear.
What was that all about? That was weird. There must be some previous to the vision we got there of Drake Mittag pulling himself into the wall. Well, Joel Eaton, meantime, is going to take that second place gladly, and he'll take a place in the final at this rate as well. Sander Antonsen is running away at the front. Looks like he's going to be joined by Joel Eaton, though, because the guys behind have taken their jokers. They are still nowhere near the 7 car.
No, they're certainly not. And, well, I mean, if these 3 races are anything to go by, these 2 last chance qualifiers where we're going to be seeing 3 competitors from each one going through into the final, it really is going to give us some, how shall we say, dramatic racing. Here's a replay. Here's what happens to Drake Mittag then. Does he clip the anti-cut curb? There's one. That's fine. And then, oh yeah, that second one pulls him round, bang, into the wall.
I didn't think just a clip on the curb like that would give him such a big slide, unsavable slide, like it did there. But that's evidence, if it were needed, that those curbs are not really to be touched too much. And my goodness, that has put Mittag down, and he's one of our big contenders, of course. Will be a long, long way down after this race, unfortunately. And Sander Anderson, meanwhile, is going to be putting his feet up for a moment because he's in the final.
Yeah, Sander Anderson gets him through into the main race. Joel Eaton will be joining him in that main race as well. So 2 at the front, seeing it through pretty much easy going for Sander, and it's what we've seen all 3 heat races so far, is the leader pulling away and getting away, and then the rest just fighting it out. So there you go. Anderson and Eaton are the 2 who go through to the main race. Everybody else is into the next 2 races, which are your last chance qualifiers, where we're going to be seeing 3 competitors, the top 3 from each of these 2 races, going through to the back of the grid of the main race. And, well, Ewan, I'm expecting carnage in these next 2 races.
Absolutely. The slightly bigger fields are going to really create some big action here in these last chance qualifiers. They know that this could be their last races of the day if they don't make it through.
It's Teal, Williams and Verald on the front row, Michael Kovic and Douglas on row number 2. Schieber is then sharing row number 3 with Cartwright and Mittag, with Thielgaard, Anderson and Morris rounding out your 11-car grid. Remember, top 3 make it through to the main race. And, well, these are the races where you maybe had some competitors in that previous race. Very little break, very little rest time between the 2 races, so you'll see 1 or 2 just taking the opportunity to grid up very last minute. Here we go then, full grid of 11 cars on the track, and they're looking up to the lights, looking for that green light to mean go. Oh, we're going to jump start. We're going to jump start for the Fiesta. Oh, Ellie Douglas from the second row of the grid. Once you've jump started, you just go. There's no point stopping again. You might as well go and try and mitigate that black flag that you've got. But Ellie Douglas, I do believe, will not be finishing in the top 3. We've got more contact further back, and Michael Kovic, I think, was involved in all of that.
Yeah, goes off to the right-hand side, and that'll be the day done for the Beetle. That's a real shame, unfortunately, for one of the only Beetles we have in our exam tonight. He will go to the top briefly, but that won't last. Ben Williams down the inside. Look at that. Ellie Douglas is going to be pushed to the side because obviously there's a black flag there. And meantime, Williams versus Teal through the corners. Williams will take what becomes the race lead coming out of lap 1.
Here we go then into the Joker. Somebody's gone off into the grass quite wide out of the S's, but Teal takes the Joker straight away. That's it done. And then Van Vierelt and Williams side by side through into the jump. Up and over they go, and Williams is going to stay ahead. I think that's crucial there for Williams over Sim Van Vierelt.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's terrible news for Van Vierelt. He will have wanted the clean air, and he's going to try and get it now. Oh, he slides and he spins. He was trying so hard to get that clear air. He spun himself off into the infield grass.
Oh, and that's it. That's their day done then. So last chance qualifier has taken another victim here, but Trevor Teal's got a big thing.
Mittag.
Oh, Mittag into the wall. That's a huge hit into the concrete.
Yeah, one of our best qualifiers this afternoon into the fence, and that's the end for Drake Mittag as well. So some big contenders falling by the wayside here very, very quickly at the moment. Further behind, Ovid Anderson takes his Joker, and don't forget it's top 3 in these last chance qualifiers. So what are we going to see here as far as making it through? Anderson is going to struggle. He's made his Joker, but he's still down in 5th place. Still Williams, Tugard and Morris to take their Jokers, and they're probably favourites right now as Cartwright comes through. So does Sheba. Anderson all to the outside.
Yeah, Ivan Anderson bullied out the way there, and people will be looking at this and going, well, Ellie Douglas is in 2nd place. Yes, they are, but they've got a black flag over them right now, so they've got a penalty to be applied. It's usually around 15 seconds, 15 to 20 seconds for a penalty in rallycross, which will put you pretty much right at the back of the field. So it's that 4th place that we're looking at. Casper Thiergaard right now, who is in that prime position, but Matthew Morris is right there with them. They've both got the joke lap to do, and guess what? Jeff Cartwright, he's involved in this. Don't rule him out.
He's been making his way through the field quite nicely, and they've all got the Joker to take. So are they going to do it all at the same time here, or is it going to be a little bit split opinion as they come into the Joker? No, there will not be Jokers from Tillgard and Moritz. Maybe Cartwright did, and he did. So he's going to try and get the track position now. Absolutely needs to get in front of them. Now try and pull as much of a gap as possible. Oh, when he's hit the curve though, over the jump he'll be okay. He needs to stretch a margin over the 2 behind him.
Oh, this is fantastic stuff. This is great stuff. All for 4th place, and this is going to be for the transition spot here, folks. So keep a watch of this one. Benjamin Williams and Ellie Douglas are right close together, along with Trevor Teal. Teal's in the lead, but only just. But it's this battle for 4th place. This is the crucial one. Oh, Ellie Douglas, contact with Teal. This could be huge. There goes Williams down the inside. Douglas drops down to 3rd. Teal just in the lead, but then it's Cartwright who gets that 4th place sensationally here in this one. Fantastic stuff, and we've got to wait for the official result here in this one before we call it, because Ellie Douglas still just timing showing as 3rd place, but that penalty will be applied, and we're just waiting for things to tick over. But my goodness, that was dramatic stuff there, Ewan.
Yeah, it looked to me like Tugard and Morris battled amongst themselves into the Joker because they thought that they were battling for 3rd amongst themselves, with the transfer spot going to Cartwright. He was on his own. He made the right choice in the end, and as these results show, he will go through with Trevor Teal and Benjamin Williams.
Yeah, there you go. Teal, Williams, Cartwright through. Now it's the final of the last chance qualifiers. Sotins, Dubois and Loncar on the front row. Megginson and Anima, row number 2. Hafstad on the 3rd row with Bershinger and Hughes, with Olsen Lai and Robichaud, Randell and Pasucci, rounding out the 12-car grid here in this second last chance qualifier. Drivers all set then for this one. We've got another jump start. Another jump start from Hafstad. Well, now the question is, you've seen that Ellie Douglas got I think it was about a 12-second penalty. Is Hafstad trying to get a 12-second lead? That's a bit difficult to do in rallycross.
Yeah, it might be a strategy for him, but I would doubt it. Or I would certainly doubt that it's going to work. And Soton's meantime into second, really went wide there. Elon, and he drops over the curb, and there's going to be trouble here. Long car into the wall, and they're going to crash behind him. Derek Dubois in the fence, but he somehow gets out quite nicely.
Yeah, somehow keeps going. Zenith Anima then in 4th place behind Olsen Light. So again, we're in the position where we've got a driver in the front pack in those qualifying positions who has got a black flag. So we're looking to 2nd, 3rd and 4th right now as to our transition spots here. So Hafstad is in the lead. There's Anima, one of our VTubers on the grid, and Anima showing us exactly what they're doing with their inputs, and there goes Robichaud through, who has taken the Joker lap.
Yeah, that's denoted by the crowd, of course, on the left-hand side. Oh, and off! Anima off! Further down, that is going to be the end for 06, you would imagine. At the end of that crash there, we've seen so much drama tonight in the way of crashes, although I guess I say that every night. Inside line for Sotons. He will surely get to the lead now of those who have A, not got a penalty, and B, who have taken their Joker. And there we go. Well, he's in the lead of absolutely everybody, no matter what the situation. He is leading this race.
Yeah, Hafstad is in 2nd place, battling with Olsen Lai right now, and in fact, Vigard has gone through, and now Hafstad drops another place. That jump start certainly has paid, really harmed that opportunity for Hafstad to try and get a good result. But Olsen Light and Hughes, Jared Hughes, in 2nd and 3rd right now, and not really under any pressure from behind because, well, it's Eric Dubois is the first of the drivers without a penalty who is yet to take to the Joker.
Yep, and he's 4 seconds behind these guys, 5 seconds nearly. So, yeah, it's looking good for these three, as long as they keep it clean for the remainder of this race. Of course, if they want to really battle amongst themselves, then the position they finish in this race actually does change their starting position in the final, should they make it. Now, they won't fight too hard for those positions, because it's far more important just to be there in the first place. But they may well just start to, because Soton's made a small mistake on this lap, and Vegados and Lear gets very close as a result. Final lap coming up.
Certainly is. So as they get onto the brakes, then down the gears into that international horseshoe. I mean, I'm going to call it that as well, Ewan, let's be honest, because that's the name of the corner. Through the chicane then, up and over the jump they go. Robichaud in 4th place. Is currently not close enough to make any attempt on the drivers in front. Hafstad has pulled over and parked the car. I think that's only fair, really, considering the penalty that was outstanding, as the rest of them come through. So Renee Soton's in the lead by a second. Is going to take the win here in this last chance qualifier. And, well, certainly it's been a dramatic few races here in this Next Level Racing iRX Championship, and across the line, Renee Soton through to the main race with Vigard Olsen Lai and also Jared Hughes. The rest of the drivers, we will see them next time out at Knock Hill. We could take a breather now, Ewan. We've got a couple of minutes before the main race.
Yeah, and the final is going to decide the round winner for RXAM here tonight. But what great drama we've seen over the course of these last chance qualifiers and heats so far.
We certainly have. So Sutton's, Olsen Light and Hughes, they go through to the back of the grid for this main race. Everybody else will say goodbye and see them in a month's time at Knock Hill here. Don't forget as well, Next Level Racing supporting this iRX Championship run by Racecraft. And if you do want to save yourself a 5% at the Next Level Racing US store, then use the code Racecraft for 5% off all orders in the US store. And we'd like to thank Next Level Racing for continuing their support of this Racecraft iRX Championship. And well, it's given us plenty of excitement in these heat races. Personally, I think that looking now at the main race, looking at the grid, the front row of Forrest, Kreutzer and Antonsen, that's a mouth-watering prospect into turn number 1.
Yeah, it definitely is. Those two were probably strongest in their respective heats as far as winning their classes goes. Zachary Goddard not here today, of course, so Klaus Kreutzer will look to really, and Aaron Smith, lots of those other contenders who are very close in the championship not here, so we'll certainly look to extend the championship lead, and just wonder whether that's going to be in the back of some mines further back, because Antonsen not quite with those same constraints. Starts today 35 points behind Kreutzer in 10th place in the standings, so surely wouldn't be too much of a concern the championship at this stage. It's surely going to be much more in Kreutzer's mind, but just in a straight fight between the two of them, yeah, it's going to be a very exciting prospect watching those two battle it out on this final race of the RXAM competition here tonight.
And don't go anywhere, folks, because after this RXAM main race, we've then got the pros, RX Pro, coming up with, well, championship leader Jacob Rafos on the back of 2 wins in a row. He is leading that championship by 5 points over Evan McFarlane. So Beau Albert, Mr. Consistency, well, even though he got involved in an incident last time out in the main race, he is in 3rd place in the championship going into this round. But Daytona, it's a favourite for some, not for others. Well, we'll see in this main race just who is enjoying this one. The clock strikes 0. That's the end of their warm-up session, and now we take to the grid of this main race. Kieran Forrest, Klaus Kreutzer and Sander Antonsen are on the front row of the grid with Chris Lunan and Joshua Germany. Joel Eaton then is in 6th place, row number 3 with Trevor Teal and Renee Surtens. Benjamin Williams, Vigard, Olsen Lai and Jeff Cartwright with Jared Hughes rounding out your 12-car grid. Well, drivers patiently waiting on the starting grid, all set for this main race here today. And well, the engine revs rise. We're all set for the main race of round number 4 of RXAM here at Daytona.
Green, green, green.
Good launch from the front row 3, although Joel Eaton's got a black flag further down into that international horseshoe. The inside line, the favoured one, a little bump. Joshua Germany forced out the way. There's a car half out of control. That was a Fiesta there of Antonsen, who's dropped down. Oh, Kreutzer and Forrest off at the jump, and through goes Lunan and Germany.
Wow, the front 3 on that front row, all dropping down the order. And there's a very nearly a spin for Lunan. He's not quite in control, and Germany goes through. Kreutzer will try and do the same, although he's on the outside. He's got Benjamin Williams down his inside. There's going to be a bit of side-to-side contact as Klaus Kreutzer goes round the outside. He's battling away for second at the moment, and he should get it as they come through the S's. He does get it. Kreutzer in the best position of those who qualified the best, but Joshua Germany leads this race.
This is sensational stuff. Germany coming from 5th place on the grid, row number 2, as through they go. Kieran Forrest has decided, well, had a drama on the jump there on lap number 1. Let's get the Joker lap done and dusted. Vigard Olsen Lai also with the Joker lap on that opening lap, trying to find themselves a bit of track position here, Ewan. But right now it's the front 2. Klaus Kreutzer can sniff a 3rd win of this season.
Yeah, and already might, even on lap 2, be thinking about taking the Joker if Germany doesn't. I'm surprised Germany didn't on lap 1, actually. And again, he wants to keep the lead here without going down the Joker, which I guess is okay for the moment, but because there's still such a long way to go. This feature race, the final, of course, is 10 laps as opposed to the 5-lap heats. Look at the run for Kreutzer. He's clearly the quicker driver than Joshua Germany, but he goes wide, unsighted by the beetle in front of him.
Yeah, big drama through the jump there, and Kreutzer just a little bit. You saw the run through the chicane, just Germany taking tighter lines here, almost taking a defensive approach, and that's bringing Kieran Forrest into all of this. Now, he's taken the Joker in this race. Lunan is 2.5 seconds back. What's the decision? They're going to stay out there for a bit longer, and it's all about if they can not get held up by somebody, they might as well stay out there and keep the Joker in the back pocket.
Yeah, especially with Forrest right behind. If you take your Joker immediately, you give Forrest more laps to try and chase you down at the end. At the moment, they're still keeping Kieran Forrest exactly where he is by running out front at the moment.
Oh.
That's a much better run through the long right-hander for Kreutzer, who gets close to jerking down at the hairpin. That was a move looking for the lead, but Germany holds easily, and Kreutzer gets the hairpin a little bit wrong.
And Forrest is done. He's done. He's off. And Kieran Forrest, from being in 3rd place, is out of the race. Sensational stuff here. He made a big mistake, I think it was, coming off of the long sweeping right-hander after the jump. And that means that Kieran Forrest is going to be ranked as last place. Here we go. Here's what happened. Clipping that curb once again. Oh, into the wall. That's his day done.
He didn't want to continue on, and he retires, so we'll finish 12th here as Kreutzer gets a better run off the long right-hander. He's much better through that corner and that section, but Germany's strong in the field down the hairpin. Now, though, Kreutzer's on the outside, and he's got his nose in front for the first time. Germany gets a better exit, though, off of the hairpin. They're side by side into the exit. Oh, that was a great move from the Beetle. He just pulled in front, and now it's time for the Joker.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if Germany doesn't take the Joker this lap, then he's making a mistake. And he's done just that, giving himself a bit of breathing room. But now he's got to be perfect. He got to be pinpoint perfect. Plus, Kreutzer, however, was all over out of shape, and he's off and into 2 cars.
Wow. He just accelerated. Oh, there's a car upside down. Jared Hughes upside down. Oh, my word. Kreutzer's thrown away a chance at a race win here tonight, I'm afraid. And in doing so, he's driven straight into somebody, giving Joshua Germany an unassailable lead.
We've seen the run that Kreutzer's been getting through that jump and through into the left and right after the jump, but it was just a bit too much, and it was all out of shape and up and over, and cars upside down. Here we go again. So it's up over the jump. Look at the landing. It turns and rotates the car too much. Gives it a boot full of throttle right there as there's 2 cars coming through. Lunan as then others, and then, well, oh dear. Upside down goes Hughes. Absolute just carnage further back, and Kreutzer's off again.
Oh dear, oh dear. He is not having a good feature race, unfortunately, on a day where he needs to make up points on those who are not here in the championship. He's not going to be making up many from this final. Of course, the fact that he's made it into the final gives you points on its own, but nevertheless, that is bad news in this final for Klaus Kreutzer. And yeah, I've got to say, not great driving as well. When you've spun around like that to accelerate straight back onto the racing line at that angle with cars oncoming like that. I understand he was flooring it 4-wheel drive trying to save it, but even so, he drove into and ended a lot of races there.
Well, let's take stock of where we are as look to the inside from Williams. Not going to happen on Trevor Thiel, but it's Joshua Germany in the VW Beetle. Leads by 6.5 seconds over Renee Surtens. And then it's this battle for the final step of the podium here in this main race. And Thiel deep, very deep into the industrial horseshoe. It's not the first time we've seen him make that mistake this evening. Little touch of doors and around goes Thiel, and through goes Benjamin Williams.
Yeah, he was putting the pressure on for a while there, and there was a bit of contact, but Williams gets through onto the podium places with just about a lap to go. Trevor Thiel will do well to recover this position from here because he's a second or so behind with only about a lap and a half to go. It looks like it's going to be Williams in 3rd place, and the podium places, all 3 of them actually looking fairly secure at going into the last laps.
Yeah, certainly are, but now as we've got close battling for 6th place, Joel Eaton, Jeff Cartwright. Well, it's been a testing time for quite a few of these drivers. Jared Hughes, Sander Antonsen, Kieran Forrest, all out, and it was all from that same issue that happened to Klaus Kreutzer. It was from that one incident that caused all of them drivers to be out of this race. But through the last section of the track here, Joshua Germany, it's Trevor Thiel's moved forward. Benjamin Williams is out! It's out, he's off! Right on the last lap, we said that the podium was set, but it's not. And well, Joshua Germany, he'll be laughing all the way to the top step of the podium because he is the winner here for round number 4 of the Next Level Racing iRX RX. What a dramatic main race that was. Renee Surtens is going to be in 2nd place, and Trevor Thiel rounds out the podium.
Absolutely. I was speaking too soon when I said the podium was set clearly, because it was not. This is how it happened for Benjamin Williams. Through this long right-hander, he clips that inside curb. You want to kiss it just a little bit, but you don't want to jump over it like that. And he spins to the inside. Heartbreak on the last lap for him.
certainly was. So it's Joshua Germany then with the unofficial race results here, ahead by 6.3 seconds of Renee Sultans, with Trevor Teal in third place. Viergaard Olsen Lai fourth then, in ahead of Jeff Cartwright. Klaus Kreutzer, your championship leader, down there in sixth place with Joel Eaton. He had a black flag in that race, finishes seventh ahead of Chris Loonan. In fact, no, he doesn't. The black flag has now come through, so it's Chris Loonan and Benjamin Williams ahead of Joel Eaton. And then three drivers who did not finish: Sander Antonsen, along with Jared Hughes and Kieran Forrest. We've got a few drivers coming to speak to us, Ewan, so why don't you take it away with our main race winner, Joshua Germany.
Absolutely, let's do it. Joshua, welcome in. Congratulations tonight on winning from Daytona. The final itself was a bit of a runaway for you, winning by multiple seconds in the end. How are you feeling at the end of that one?
Absolutely ecstatic. I never thought when I did this league after the first round that I'd even come close to winning, let alone getting a podium. So when I saw the margin was that big, I knew something happened behind, but I had no idea. I just kept my eyes forward and just went to the checkered flag.
What is the key to getting a lap right around here at Daytona? It seems to me to be rhythm the key. What is it actually as a driver? I'll probably have to agree. I think sometimes it's not breaking traction on these long tarmac sweeping corners in this car because it's got so much power. It's so easy just to break the rear end, and you probably saw from commentary the skid marks people were leaving just going in a straight line. So I think if you can just take it a bit easy and just, like you say, be smooth, you can usually get a decent finishing position. Well, congrats, Joshua, on the win tonight at Daytona, and thanks for chatting to us at the end as well. Thank you very much. I'd just like to thank Drew Fletcher, Series 1, Derbyshire Holiday Homes, and Andy Fox for probably creating the best livery I've ever had. So thank you very much, Ewan. Thanks very much. That's Joshua Germany, the winner tonight from Daytona, winning RX Am ahead of Renee Sultans, who finishes in second place. Renee, welcome in. Good to have you with us as well. How are you feeling at the end of that one? The trials and tribulations of tonight, which wasn't easy for anyone, including yourself. How are you feeling?
So it was like a roller coaster. Everything was happening in front of me and in the rear of me, and somehow I got through it. Yeah, it was a good one. Yeah, absolutely. A roller coaster, probably the best way to describe our exam racing tonight here overall. I mean, was this a track that you were always expecting it to be a really crazy one compared to some of the others we've had this season? Yeah, for sure, because it's very narrow in some places, and yeah, that's especially first corner. It's always very tricky, but I played a waiting game in this final, so that I can have most of it, and it worked out almost perfectly. A win would be awesome, but the second place, I'm pretty satisfied with it. Well, congrats on that, and thanks for chatting to us as well, Renee, at the end. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks very much. That's Renee Sultans finishing in second place in the final, and third place to Trevor Teal, eventually, after Benjamin Williams' late race issue. Trevor, welcome in. Good to have you with us. So again, another roller coaster day for yourself as well. I guess that's the same for almost everybody here across the racing at Daytona. You must be very pleased, though, to end up on the podium.
Oh, yeah, I'm so stoked. Like, I did, 3 laps of practice last night. Like, I just got done moving, got the setup, or the sim up, and, yeah, I did 3 laps of practice at, 1 a.m. and then went to bed and, just came out here swinging. And qualifying was horrible. I think I was, 18th. Got a crazy start in the heat. Then I took some people out. Sorry about that, everyone. Yeah, probably going to penalize myself for that. But, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. Stoked to be here.
It certainly looked like it as well. And what were your thoughts on the final lap? What was going through your mind when you saw Williams off to the side of the circuit and you realised you were going to get a podium after all of that?
Oh my god! The lap before, I messed up right after the jump, and he got by me, and I was like, you know what? 4th is great for not racing all season. But then he had a little mess up, and I was like, oh shoot, we're getting an interview today.
I love how we're your first thought when you get into a podium place. Thanks very much.
Oh yeah, that's what I race for, is to get podium, or to get interviews with you guys.
Thanks for chatting to us as always, Trevor, and congrats on 3rd tonight.
Thank Thank you. Real quick, just got to thank Channel 199, Track Racer, and Racecraft. And you guys for the broadcast.
Thanks very much, Trevor.
Yep.
Third place here tonight from Daytona in RX Am, and now the action doesn't stop because we move to RX Pro here from the very same venue, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. It's non-stop action here in the Next Level Racing iRX Championship here. Always good to hear from our competitors in the booth here with us. The best results from that AM, by the way, Joshua Germany, he was 9th in the championship coming into that round of the championship. But let's have a look at the pro standings because it's Jacob Riffoss, 2 wins on the bounce at Iowa and Sonoma. He's now leading by just 5 points over Evan McFarlane and Beau Albert. McFarlane there because he won the opening round of the championship. And it's a bit of a gap to Peltola with Laminsivu, Pelaniva, Edmunson, Parise, and Winkler and Blanche rounding out your top 10 here today. We are missing Joshua Fox once again, unfortunately, so we're down to 24 drivers here in RX Pro. And well, these drivers, the pro ones, they've got quite the bar set to them in terms of the action and also the drama.
Yeah, they certainly have. Yeah, that is very much the case as we see Sean Winkler there just working away in the VR headset. But yeah, in terms of drama, it's going to be very, very difficult to beat. But you know, this is racing from Daytona, and as we were speaking about with the drivers there in RX Am podium land, they were mentioning how this is expected to be one of those kind of circuits. It's the original rallycross circuit, if you like, for iRacing competitively. And we're seeing that even despite all of the years of experience that these guys will have around this circuit, it is just not getting any easier. It's still a really difficult place to go racing, and that's great news for us as we head into RX Pro.
And we're also seeing as well about how the track really can bite as well. That anti-cut curb right at the end of that long sweeping right-hander after the jump has caught out a lot of our AMs, and I bet the pros have been watching that and thinking, right, we need to watch that one.
Yeah, absolutely. We see it time and again in all racing, really, that these big curves are absolutely to be avoided. But the difference in rallycross, of course, is that you do have to just lightly kiss them. We're seeing it here with the qualifying times. First Sean Winkler, now Beau Albert, who smacked that one much too hard. You notice the way that they have to go through them. There's sort of different blocks to these anti-cut curves, and you just see the very end block is a slightly sloping one, which goes down to the ground, so it's not a complete barrier in the road. It's a little bit sloped, so do just want to kiss it slightly, as you see there. Just I was missing them slightly here because it's not quite so relevant, but yeah, they are big factors in the way they go around. And of course, much better than the tyre wall solution that we used to have.
Oh yeah, that is for sure. It just helps the car rotate. If you clip those curbs, it really does help you with some of the tighter stuff. Now, Jacob Riffoss, Channel 199 Subaru outfit, he's abandoning that lap there, so Riffoss is pretty much, in fact he is done. 3rd place so far in qualifying for him. Laminsivu currently leading this one. Kieran Lifflander then from the States, and onto the brakes hard with that beautiful livery. I really like that one. Simple but classy, and he's really getting the hammer down, trying to get a qualifying lap in the books. There's only one driver who's yet to set a qualifying lap so far, and that's Linus Brostrom.
We'll get leaders back again in the series, which is good. Should be 24 in the field. There is Linus Brostrom. It does look like he's got no control as well when we joined him there through the tight hairpin. He'll get himself together, ready for a proper lap here, hopefully in a couple of moments' time in the Subaru number 71. Now making his way towards the start-finish line. There's the timing, which is under that bridge there, and now through these couple of curves, kisses that first one a little bit too hard, jumps over the jump, and quite nicely done through this first section. Very nicely done, in fact, as you've just got it. Yeah, a little bit too much maybe on that curve as well. We've seen so many drivers in RX Am spinning around by hitting that one too hard.
And you can see as well when they're going across the different sections of track here at Daytona, the bumps that they have off of that first dirt section, it really unsettles the car. I can tell you from experience of driving in this series that really does become a challenge in itself as well. So you're fighting the car and the competitors at the same time. There goes Linus to set a lap time, but up into 10th right now in qualifying, and he will get one last chance, one last opportunity, I do believe, to get a lap time in for him. But certainly it's tight at the top. Ilari Laminsivu just a 10th of a second in front of Evan McFarlane and Beau Albert. So once again, Beau Albert, Mr. Consistency, right up there in that in the hunt for the top three.
Yep, it's looking good for the moment in that top three. Beau Albert, that's good qualifying from him. Jacob Rafos, 5th place at the moment, interestingly, so won't be on the pole for his heat if things stay as it is, and it will do, because Rafos is out of lap time. So yeah, that's interesting for our championship leader. He is going to have some work to do this afternoon, with McFarlane and Beau Albert both on pole in their respective heats, as we're about to see.
As we saw last time out at Sonoma, McFarlane had issues. He wasn't having a fun time. But here we go then. It's Laminsivu, Leiflander and Peltola on the front row. Brostrom and Heiskanen on row number 2, with Rakowski on row number 3 alongside Björklund and Mikolajczyk rounding out your 8-car field here. We have got 3 heats, 2 jokers to set the grid then for the main race. Remember, in these heat races, it's the top 2 who automatically qualify for the main race. And we'll get ourselves set and look forward to this one. And the pros, they always keep us waiting here for the start of this one. But Laminsivu and his teammate on the inside and outside respectively of the front row in this opening heat, that could be a key thing here in this race. But we're just waiting on the last couple of drivers to get on to the grid, and then we'll be all set here. But certainly keeping us waiting here, Ewan.
Yeah, not sure what they could possibly be fiddling with at the moment, but anyway, want a bit of a small break before their qualifying, or after their qualifying session and before their race. Of course, that is an advantage, I suppose, of being in heats 2 and 3, is that you do get a moment's respite before you take on that first heat of the day. But yeah, these drivers properly waiting for it. Only 7 of them on the grid just yet. We're still waiting for 1 on the outside of that front row before we can properly get underway here. It is taking a while.
It's Laminsivu. He will take his time, trust me. He will be making sure he's fully prepared. Right, there he is. So, here we go then. The first of the RX Pro heats here in Next Level Racing iRX Championship.
Green, green, green.
Long hold once again. Green light, and away we go. And it's a black flag for Mikolajczyk further down your field. But into the first corner then. Contact between Leiflander, Peltola and Laminsivu as they come through into the chicane for the first time onto the dirt. Laminsivu already the car sideways over the jump there, but Leiflander is not giving this one up, not without a fight, that's for sure.
No, that's very close through. Get that long right-hander, and now in towards the hairpin. Just over that curve a little bit more, and a bit of handbrake used by Laminsivu at the front of the field, but he will lead at the end of lap 1.
Yeah, certainly will as they come through, heading towards the end of the lap. Here's the Joker, straight away Laminsivu decided, you know what, I don't need that pressure from behind. I'm going to take the Joker lap, get a little bit of a breathing space so I can focus forward here. And that's exactly what Ilari Laminsivu has done. Oh, big up and over. That's Leiflander from second place into the wall, and that's what happens when you get it wrong over that jump.
Oh, into the wall hard, and there's a big tie-up now for third. This is going to allow Laminsivu a lot of space. Oh dear, and there's contact. Big contact. Oh dear, they're all in the wall. What a mess. Mikolajczyk and Björklund both in the wall. And Peltola is going to be breaking clear as a result of this. Only Heiskanen can take this transfer spot away from him now.
Yeah, so it is. The 2 teammates of Laminsivu and Peltola, then the Havut teammates through the chicane, up and over the jump, and Peltola with that Joker in hand if I'm Heiskanen now, I'm doing whatever the opposite is that Peltola is doing in front of me. Just, you have to do something different with the Joker, don't you?
Yeah. In fact, last time round I would have been in the Joker if I was Heiskanen, actually, but you know, he didn't want to, I suppose, do anything rash and make a decision too early, because it is important when you take it, as we mentioned tonight. But you've got to be down there this time, surely. No, he's just got to get in the way of Peltola somehow, and he's not going to do that from back here.
I think lap 4, possibly. Oh, that was, yes, that's what happened then. That's what kicked it all off, and people then got excited out of the jump. How it went up and around, and oh, it was Brostrom made a mistake. That checked everyone up, and then it's 3 into 1. Just does not go in all of that.
No. In the end, Björklund and Mikolajczyk were the ones to go around. Kieran Lifflander also out after his crash, so he will be in the last chance qualifier, and he will start a long way back in that last chance qualifier as well, as Lamin Sivu and Peltola come over the line. Absolutely unobstructed. Heiskanen has maybe accepted the fact that he's going to be in the last chance qualifier, because he hasn't even attempted to get past Peltola in any way. Lamin Sivu is going to come home to a comfortable victory, and he's going to transfer in with his teammate.
And we saw this with the iRX, how the leader was able to get a big margin at the front, just control things, but he had the pressure from behind on the opening lap. But Ilari Laminsivu gets the heat race win he wanted here. That'll put him on pole position for the main race. He'll be delighted with this. Across the line, Laminsivu wins. Peltola then will be in second place. He'll have to take the Joker on this lap, which he does. And everybody else, they'll be heading to the last chance qualifiers for their opportunity to make it into that main race where the big points are paid here in this championship. So Havu Gaming, first and second place, and the team management will be delighted with seeing a 1-2 for them. Everybody else, as I say, into the last chance qualifier, but Laminsivu, Peltola, they're through to the main race. So, second race coming up right now. McFarlane, Rafos and Darnell on the front row. What a championship fight that's going to be from the front row. Josh Edmunson and Connor Barry on row number 2. And Nick Ledecky, birthday boy. Nick is on row number 3 with Sean Winkler and Russell Peterson. But it's the championship fight here at the front of the grid. On the left-hand side is Evan McFarlane. In the middle is Jacob Rafos. Oh, wow, this is going to be interesting to see how these two fight it out then in this heat race. Will they both get through, or will one of them have to go through the last chance qualifiers? Here we go then for heat number 2.
Green.
Green flag, away we go. Great launch from Rafos in the middle of the front row, immediately blocking off Evan McFarlane, and gets into the back of Rafos, shovels him out of the way, and thank you very much. Here comes Josh Edmondson, looking to the inside. No, not going to get the move done on Rafos as they both fly over the jump there. Massive air from all of these drivers. So far, it's a McFarlane and Rafos going through into that main race.
Yeah, McFarlane knows just how difficult it can be when you have Rafos in front of you. And, oh, he's got wide. Has he redressed that place, I wonder, or has he just made a mistake there? McFarlane lets Rafos through effectively, and now Jacob Rafos leads this race. He knows how difficult your evening can be if you let Rafos in front of you. And McFarlane tried to rectify that down into the International Horseshoe first time round, but he's led him back through again here, and Jacob Rafos now leads at the end of lap 1.
If that was a redress of place, and that's very classy stuff from McFarlane there. Really do like that. If it was a mistake, well, he made it look like he was redressing the place. We've got drama a bit further back. I think Nick Ledecky is getting caught up with a couple of others, but it's still Rafos and McFarlane. Remember, Rafos, he leads the championship right now coming into this week by 5 points. If ever McFarlane could get past here, he can get some championship points. And look at that, to the Joker lap. Evan McFarlane now trying to say the ball is in your court.
A bit wide, and he was quite close to crossing the white line there as well. Not sure if he actually did, but McFarlane leads again, and he's got more pace, but, well, he certainly did in qualifying anyway. Let's see if he does when we get to the race here. Rafos nicely over the curves that time round through the long right-hander. It really is a proper race between these two for the lead. To be honest with you, I'm surprised that Rafos didn't come into the Joker lap, when he was leading. that would be the ideal time for me to be in pit lane, but he decided not to do it on those occasions, and he's paying for it a little bit at the moment. He's going to respond this lap, though.
He has to immediately redress that and try and go down the Joker and get that place back. So we've got 2 laps between the 2 championship leaders fighting it out. Now, if they fight too hard, Josh Jarnell and Josh Edmunson, oh, there's a look to the inside from McFarlane. He's making the moves early here. He wants to get past Jacob Rafos in all of this. This is 2 championship titans fighting it out. Remember, Rafos, 4-time champion here in the next level racing iRX championship. McFarlane, he wants that championship this season.
And there are points available, don't forget, in these heat races. It's not only about the final, although there is the big points. It is not only about the final. You can gain points in heat racing. So McFarlane trying to do that, although I think it's just slipped away from him too far now. They're receiving the white flag. There's only 1 more lap to go, and he's got it wrong. He's got it wrong. Over the curbs, he's going to survive. He survived just about. But goodness me, that was really close to a big moment. Edmunson, meantime, is 4th. It looks like he's going to get back to 3rd at least and take a good position for the last chance qualifier. But we know who are going to transfer into the final. It's going to be Jacob Rafos winning ahead of Evan McFarlane.
Oh, this has been an absolutely sensational race as this one between 2 championship titans here at the front in this heat race. That's not to take away from anybody else racing. Here comes Edmunson through the Joker to get that 3rd place, but it's Rafos and McFarlane who see themselves through to the main race automatically. Everybody else heading to the last chance qualifiers, but my goodness, oh, have we got something to look forward to in that main race. There you go, there's for confirmation. Rafos and McFarlane through to the main race. Edmunson, Darnell, Winkler, Ledecky, Peterson and Barry all heading through to the last chance qualifier here today. McFarlane has confirmed, by the way, he did redress the position there, so good work from Evan. Well, here we go, 3rd and final heat. It's Beau Albert, Yoni Palaniva and Robbie Kirtley on the front row, Robbie Swan and Matt Adams on row number 2, Wesley Wickens, and then the rest of the field is Thomas Poulsen and Zach Blanche rounding out your 8-car field. So we're all set then for this final heat race of today. It's been action aplenty. Thick and fast has this action. Pleasure to have you all here watching this one. Drivers waiting for the green light.
Green flag, green flag.
And we're underway then. It's a pretty even start from all 3 on the front row. The outside of the front row working very well, but Beau Albert to the front from the inside of row number 1. A little bit of contact further back, a little bit of rubbing, but it's all fair in RX. But up over the jump for the first time they go. Albert leads with Palaniva in 2nd. Kirtley a little bit more out of control. Well, not out of control, but certainly a bit more at loose, shall we say.
Well, absolutely over the dirt. Oh, contact! Poulsen and Swan make contact there, and they both go wide. Robbie Swan, the one to go right up into the infield grass. Poulsen goes down the field, and look at the gap that's been created here. The top 3 are away from the rest of the field, and they are going to be the ones to fight over the 2 transfer spots. Matt Adams and also Poulsen look like they're both coming down the Joker lap first time round.
Beau Albert must have been listening to you, Ewan, because he's taken the Joker on the very first lap from the lead of the race. So obviously the drivers, they do like to watch these broadcasts, and yeah, made a very good point in this commentary. And Beau Albert thinking, do you know what? That's a good call there, Ewan.
I would like to claim credit, but I'm not sure he's the exact reason that, or I'm the exact reason he has done that. I just think it's the smart thing to do. It gives you clean air as the leader for a long time. These guys are going to effectively act like the leaders. Now, oh, no contact further behind. They'll save it just about as Palaniva goes through. Robbie Kirtley now will probably wait a little while, whether he'll leave it a lap or leave it right to the very end of the race, I'm not sure. But, oh, he won't leave it. He won't need to bother, really. Palaniva got really loose over the jump there, and he's going to almost overtake him without taking the Joker at all here.
Yeah, absolutely together. Because it's so close, I'd be taking the Joker this lap and just get it done and out the way as it's bumping into the back of Yoni Palaniva here. So this is for the final transfer spot, and it's Robbie Kirtley who's in the pound seat, having yet to take his Joker lap. Look to him go to the inside. Yep, there you go. Takes the Joker lap. Very, very smart play.
I absolutely agree. He needed to wait there until there was no space in front of him and use the clean air while he had it. Unfortunately for him, there was only clean air for a few corners before Palaneva made that mistake, but he'd rather it that way round than him distance you throughout those few laps where you're waiting to take your joker lap and not be able to regain that position. So Kirtley back to second, and he's driven well in this heat now. He's just got to keep an eye on Palaneva behind and drive this last lap and a half with no pressure on him. Just conserve this place and he will go through into the final. Palaneva forced to go through the last chance qualifier unless he can pull something out the bag on this last lap of the race.
Well, I mean, you don't write off Yoni Palaneva, that's for sure, but it's going to be a tall order. It's that gap that we've seen. One mistake, one little mistake can have huge consequences here. And oh, Kirtley was out of control and Palaneva's around. He's around. Matt Adams goes through. Palaneva's having to wait. And look at that. Somebody else has copied his mistake as well. It was Thomas Poulsen around as well. And Palaneva, oh dear, down to last place here. But Beau Albert at the front of the field has been doing videos about this championship and how his season's been going. And well, he'll be delighted with another heat race here for round number 4. Heat number 3, it's Beau Albert who wins ahead of Robbie Kirtley by 3.5 seconds.
Very good job from Beau Albert, very nicely driven, and he will effectively gain second from Evan McFarlane in the championship, by the way, because it's slightly a thing about the heats or whatever. He should be ahead of him now because of that win. Well, it's going to still be very close, and the final is where it all lies for those big 3 who will all be there.
Well, let's take a look then. It's Beau Albert, Robbie Kirtley who take it to the main race. Everybody else now heading to the last chance qualifiers. Now remember, 3 qualify. The top 3, it's Heiskanen and Adams and Darnell on the front row. Rakowski and Wickens row number 2, and then Kladecki on row number 3 alongside Lifflander and Poulsen. Connor Barry round out your 9-car field in this first last chance qualifier here. The drivers are all on the grid already. They're ready to go here. Looking up. Revs rise.
Green flag.
And we've got green flag. We're underway. And it's a great launch from the inside of that front row for Heiskanen. As out of control, a couple of cars lose control there. That's Wickens. And I think Rakowski was the other one out of control there as they go through the chicane. Up over the jump for the first time. Oh, the Fiesta checks up. That checks up the rest of them. Through there, Darnell and Lifflander moving forward into 3rd place.
Oh dear, this is really crowded here for these top 3 positions. There's still 5 or 6 of them who have not had any trouble yet. Side by side, look at that move. Matt Adams down the inside, and Poulsen's going backwards. Kieran Lifflander also through into 5th, I wonder whether, or 4th rather, I wonder whether somebody's going to take a joker to get out of this. And there you go, down through the infield. Is he going to quite get to the lead? Quite here, it's going to be very close, but Matt Adams does get there, and that's why you take the leader. When you're the leader, that's why you take it on the first lap. Heiskanen's now got traffic when it could have been avoided.
Yeah, he's also got a lot of pressure from Joshua Darnell, who makes a mistake, and through goes Kieran Lifflander into that 3rd place. Heiskanen has to take the joker lap this lap to counter Matt Adams being in front of him. As Lifflander and Darnell, now what are those 2 going to do in terms of their jokers? It's going to be absolutely thrilling to see. Well, there we go. Onto it goes Heiskanen. Darnell was thinking about it, but then abandoned it when he saw that the leader, Heiskanen, was there.
Yeah, I would have done it anyway, to be honest with you. I think that would have been just enough of a gap there for you to get in there cleanly and get in front of Lifflander, but I understand why not, because you don't want to be caught in this traffic, and Lifflander's playing this very nicely at the moment and giving himself a good situation. Matt Adams just in front is, I don't think, quite the quickest driver in this field. He's certainly not 2nd quickest out of the 9, I don't think, and so this joker is putting him in that position for the moment, but if he can drive well enough, he can beat at least one of Lifflander or Darnell. That's all he has to do to get into the final, and they're both coming down the joker already.
Here we go then, off of the joker then, and Lifflander to the lead. Oh, sensational for Kieran then, through the joker, gets the job done. and Heiskanen and Adams now are going to be fighting out for third. Adams has made a mistake there, and there goes Joshua Darnell. Sensational stuff here in this Next Level Racing iRX, and Joshua Darnell right now sees himself transferring through to that main race.
That's a mistake from Adams, really. Darnell threw it away a little bit through the Joker. He wasn't quite as quick as Livlander. Don't forget, they came in pretty much nose to tail, those two. And look at the gap between them now. So Darnell definitely made a mistake through the Joker. But Matt Adams has got unstuck through that chicane just after the jump. And that has cost him a place in the final as it stands, unless he can do something in this final lap of the race. There's a mistake in front.
That's Heiskanen! Heiskanen's around and he's out! He's out of this race! He's lost the chance of going through to that main race. Darnell and Adams now. They're in second and third. Don't fight, boys! You're in those transfer spots, and here comes Ledecky! Oh, it's neck and neck between him and Adams! Absolutely sensational to the end of this race! Absolutely side by side into the international horseshoe! Now Adams could get the power down earlier on the corner exit here. It's a drag to the line. Ledecky's got the inside. Who is it? Who is it at the line? It's absolutely neck and neck, and I can't tell who got through. I think it's just Adams.
Oh, by that reckoning on the graphic there, it's 9,000ths of a second, and Matt Adams just about gets there. A fantastic finish, and Nick Ledecky threw everything at it right to the very end, but my goodness, he just about makes it, Matt Adams.
Yeah, so it's Livlander, Darnell and Adams who transfer through to the main race. We say goodbye to everybody else from that last chance qualifier. We'll see you in a month's time at Knockhill. And well, it's Edmunson, Brostrom and Blanche on the front row. Winkler and Björklund row number 2 with Robbie Swan. And then the rest, Peterson, Mikulacek and Palaniva rounding up your 9-car grid. So, after the drama of that first last chance qualifier, we've got another one right now. The action is coming aplenty here, and well, the drivers patiently waiting for the last couple of drivers to head onto that grid, and we're all set then for the start of this race. On the power, waiting for the green.
Green flag.
Release the handbrake, and away they go. Good launch from the outside of the front row, actually, as Brostrom to the middle. Oh, Winkler has made contact with a couple others. Around they go. Björklund is one of those cars who has had damage. So it's Edmunson from Brostrom from Blanche as they go up over the jump for the first time. Robbie Swan and Palaniva is up from the back of the grid to 5th place.
Yeah, Mikulacek has got involved in a lap 1 incident for the second time tonight. Unfortunately, of course, the jump start last race didn't help, but even not having one this time round hasn't helped too much. Looks like it. Oh, Blanche there alongside Brostrom, who just slid a little bit wide, and leaves Brostrom there, gives up his second place. That's going to allow Robbie Swan right into the fray here. This is not over for the top 3 as Edmunson takes the, yeah, it is Edmunson, sorry. Yeah. Josh Edmunson takes the Joker lap 1. He can control this race from now.
Yeah, that's that we've seen. Whenever the leader has done that, it's worked out nicely. Oh, that car was all sorts out of the shape. That was that Blanche, and he's around, and he's lost not 1 but 2 places. That's him outside of the transfer spots with a car in the wall. I believe that was Winkler or Björklund, one of the two, who was in the wall then further down your field. But we're on lap 2 of this last chance qualifier. Winkler has taken it to the pit lane. He's done for the day. So it's Edmunson, Brostrom and Swan. Brostrom not taking the Joker this time back. In fact, is that letting him through? I wonder if Brostrom made contact and he wanted to redress the place to Zach Blanche.
Or is he? Yeah, I didn't see contact, I must admit. And now, now he's nosediving.
No,
he's got trouble here.
Damage. Yeah, he's got damage.
Trouble. Yeah, he's dropping back here. And that is a shame for Brostrom. He was in a decent place, but he's going to leave Swan, Blanche and Palaniva to fight over this these final 2 spots between them. Edmunson's in the final, we can forget about him. But what about the other 2 places? Swan and Blanche here now leading the way. Again, if I was Swan, I'd be in the Joker this time. No, Blanche is going to take the chance in that occasion. Get track position on lap 3.
I think actually that Swan has done the wise thing there in staying out, because that meant that he could just wait for Blanche to make that move and say, right, I can counter that immediately. And look at it, he's even closed up a little bit through that long sweeping right-hander, heading through the transition over the different parts of asphalt, bumping them, trying to control those cars, and the dirt as well that is really worn down by the time this final race. It's really slippy out there on the dirt sections. Well, Swan's decided not to go this time. He's waiting for the last lap. That last lap opportunity to dive to the Joker. Palaniva, he stayed out there as well. That surprises me.
Yeah, I think he might be too far back anyway at this stage. He's not driven so well in the last couple of laps or so, and that is putting the distance between him and the transfer spot now. Swan is in prime position here. He has seemingly played this very well, unless he gets slowed up too much by Blanche. That's always the concern. He doesn't need to get too slowed up, and it looks like he's going to be okay. Blanche has got to be quick here. Palladeva is going to be a small concern as they both take the Joker on this last lap.
Josh Edmunson then is going to take the win here. There's the Joker done on the last lap. It's Robbie Swan just coming through. Edmunson wins, Swan second, and Blanche, they all transfer through to the main race. Palaniva, Brostrom, Björklund, Mikolajczyk, Winkler and Peterson, we will all wish them well and enjoy their month off as they get to rest and watch the rest of this action here on RaceSpot TV for today. Josh Edmunson, there's the confirmation then. He wins that last chance qualifier ahead of Robbie Swan and Zach Blanche, who transfer through to the main race. Well, we can just take stock of what's happened in those heats, and well, what we've found out is that drivers, they don't ask for any quarter and none's given, Ewan. They really are driving absolutely 10/10 out there.
Yeah, they are, and that's no surprise really. From what we saw in the RX Hams, it's been a little bit cleaner compared to that, but the racing at Daytona enthralling as ever, and we're very much enjoying it here tonight from this venue. It's going to bring us to the halfway stage of this championship. And as you say, there's about a month off before the next one at Knock Hill, so you want to go into that little break with the championship lead. And Rafos, McFadden and Albert will all start up towards the front. They might even share, oh, they're not going to share the front row, are they? But they'll both,
yeah,
there'll be three of the front guys, yeah. and they will be big contenders for this final here in a moment.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. McFarlane finishing second in that heat. Yeah, he'll be starting on row number 2. It's 3x3. In the front 2 rows of the grid here, so yeah, it's quite tight heading down towards that turn number 1, and we've seen that it's not necessarily the person who gets the best launch that gets the best run down into turn 1 here today.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Jacob Rafos on the middle of row 1 during his heat get his nose in front. McFarlane got into the back rim, then redressed the position a little bit later on, and I think he was maybe even overly nice in redressing that place, to be honest with you, because it is rallycross after all. But anyway, he wants to keep it nice and respectful, and so did just that. But yeah, whether it's going to be as much in the final, we will wait and see, and whether we can see somebody else on the front row other than the race leader starting from the front here get off to that good start and get the lead early remains to be seen, because that could be really crucial in the early stages of this final.
Yeah, it is the 4th main race of the season here in the Next Level Racing iRX Championship here on RaceSpot TV. Quick reminder that if you do want to save yourself 5% off of orders in the US store, use the code RaceCraft in the checkout page. Well, drivers getting themselves set then for this one, but let's not write off Ilari Laminsivu here. He has got a great opportunity to get a first win of the season. Jacob Rafos and Beau Albert sharing the front row. Peltola, McFarlane and Kirtley is a really keen second row of the grid ahead of Lifflander and Edmunson with Darnell, Swan, Adams and Blanche rounding out your 12-car grid. Remember, it was a Havu Gaming 1-2 in that first heat race. So watch out for Laminsivu and for his teammate as well of Ossi Peltola to be working together in this main race. Last couple of drivers heading to the grid, and then we're all set for this main race. But Rafos, McFarlane, that was a tremendous battle. Throw in Laminsivu and Beau Albert, and we have got a high-quality grid here right at the front of the field. Drivers set then for this main race here, round number 4 at Daytona. green flag, we're underway, and it's a good launch from the outside the front row for Beau Albert, going down into that international horseshoe. Lemon Sivu late onto the brakes, dives to the inside, and there goes his teammate Peltola to second place. It's worked perfectly for Havoo Gaming. McFarlane and Beau Albert together, 4th and 5th places. Oh, contact between the two of them. McFarlane sent wide, and off he goes. And Beau Albert now, well, he's hanging back. He's wanting to give the place back. The problem for him is Liftlander is right there with them.
Yeah, that's going to make it very difficult for Beau Albert to redress in the way that he wants to here, but he might actually have done it very well in the end. Beau Albert's going to keep his place ahead of Liftlander, is he? As they go through the S's into the International Horseshoe, yes, he keeps that top 5 as they all look on the way towards the International Horseshoe again. Lamin Sivu takes the Joker. He has his teammate throwing a block behind. Surely he's going to win this round of the championship if he doesn't make any mistakes, because Jacob Rafos is being held up early on here.
He certainly is. So Lamin Sivu and Peltola working together, and I said the two teammates, they did a 1-2 in that heat race, that first heat race for RX Pro. Oh, side to side, McFarlane and Beau Albert, they continue in this fight, and here comes Liftlander into the wall, into McFarlane, into Albert, and McFarlane says, thanks boys, I'm off.
Yeah, Liftlander's out. He retires from this race as Rafos gets ahead of Peltola, so he's into second. McFarlane and Beau Albert still inside the top 5 as well, though. This should be okay with Jacob Rafos as far as the championship is concerned, because Lamin Sivu is 5th, of course. He's only accumulated at 19 points less than Rafos, only at 29 so far. So this is okay for Jacob Rafos so far, championship-wise, but he would like to chase down the race leader for this race win. And if he can, it would be a remarkable show of strength from this driver if he can bring this margin down now and try and compete for the win.
But Lamin Sivu, he's been the fastest all day. He set the pole position time in qualifying. He won his heat at a canter, and well, he's certainly showing some good effort there in this main race. Remember, he's taken the Joker. Only a couple others, Josh Edmunson and Robbie Swan, have taken the Joker as well. We're on board with Evan McFarlane now. He's trying to charge down and chase Oisi Peltola in all of this. Hard onto the brakes. No use of the handbrake for McFarlane, whereas Peltola just looked to snatch the brake just ever so gently, just to help rotate that car.
McFarlane very close again, though, in towards the International Horseshoe, and instead of getting out of the traffic, which is the conventional thing to do, he stays behind and wants to make this work actually on the racetrack. Now through the chicane they go. He's a little bit further over the curves as he's too far. He's always sideways across the jump with McFarlane, and you can tell he's put the practice in because he's nailing that every time. He used his Peltola to save his slide there. Extraordinary. And now he's alongside coming towards the hairpin. Will he dive here? No. Peltola defends again.
Oh, this is a sensational defensive drive from Oisi Peltola, but McFarlane is a feisty character and he will not give this one up. He's fighting all the way, and again, not taking the Joker. This lap he's trying to keep it in the bag. Beau Albert, however, has taken the Joker lap. He's gone through, so Beau Albert now up into 3rd temporarily.
Yep, and now McFarlane's going to be slowed even further by Peltola, who's still on the inside there. That was really close. This is why McFarlane's waited too long now. He's let this go, and he's in danger of letting Beau Albert take his place. Look at how they're fighting here. He's jammed it down the inside of Peltola, and he will get through now, but is it too little too late? Well, it's not even over yet. He's missing his front end. Peltola's back ahead of him, and there's contact. They're both on the wall.
McFarlane and Peltola both off into the wall. Absolutely dramatic stuff happening here in this main race as we've got drivers taking the Joker lap as we carry on through this race. This is sensational stuff, dramatic stuff to see, but Beau Albert, he'll be delighted with that. That's put him up into 3rd place now with a good gap behind him.
Yeah, super smart racing from Beau Albert throughout taking that Joker. When seeing those two in front battling, he could get ahead of this, never mind involved in it. Look at that, it's McFarlane over the curb into the side of Peltola. They both end up in the wall. That's the end of both of their days. McFarlane and Peltola both carry on, but yeah, it's that jump over the curb there, straight into the side of the car alongside, and you just can't save it from there. The two of them drop way down the field.
McFarlane, I said he was being feisty. Well, it was just a little bit too much. Just that contact with the curb and around goes Darnell in that Fiesta. Oh dearie me, Joshua Darnell, it's all come apart for him. There's other cars with him as well. McFarlane's there with him as well. A couple joining for good measure. And well, one driver who's not had all of these issues is Alari Laminsivu, who's got, get this, the best part of a 6-second lead, 5.5-second lead over Jacob Rafos.
Yeah, that is going to decrease to 3 or 4 seconds by the time that Rafos takes his Joker lap a little bit later. But Laminsivu is going to win this race pretty comfortably in the end. And he'll take the most points out of it as well with that qualifying pole, that heat victory, and the final feature race victory as well. He's going to take maximum points out of this one, get quite close to McFarlane, who's not had his greatest night here. He's certainly going to jump ahead of his teammate Peltola in the standings because Peltola's been involved in incidents further behind. But what a role he's played, by the way, in this victory. Peltola did exactly as he was asked for the team.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's drop scores for this championship as well. They're already applied in our standings. So McFarlane will be thinking, is this my drop score? Already, you know, they're looking at the championship as we reach the halfway point of the series. But Alari Laminsivu is waited a few rounds, but finally he can say that in this season of the Next Level Racing iRX, he is a race winner at Daytona for round number 4 main race. Alari Laminsivu from Havu Gaming, he takes the win, 3.2 seconds over Jacob Rafos. Beau Albert in 3rd place gets onto the podium once again after missing out last time round. Robbie Kirtley and Matt Adams, they've been fighting all the way to the end and they cross the line 4th and 5th. But Alari Laminsivu, he has been untouchable all evening.
Yep, absolutely untouchable. I don't even think we've seen him at race with anybody tonight. That's how dominant he's been. He hasn't had to. His pace has just been absolutely phenomenal, right from qualifying right to the very end of the day. So he's going to take victory from Daytona.
It's Laminsivu over Rafos then 1st and 2nd place with Beau Albert 3rd. Kirtley and Adams 4th and 5th ahead of Robbie Swan, and then Oisi Peltola, who, I'll be honest, I think he'll be wishing he could have had a better round in this main race, but he protected his teammate at the start. And then, yeah, contact and down the field he goes. Zach Blanche ahead of Josh Edmunson, who was in that contact with Peltola. Darnell, that mistake towards the end of the race with McFarlane. In fact, no, it was McFarlane who had the contact with Peltola. And Lifflander 8 laps down out the race as well. Oh, wow. What a dramatic evening we've had here in the Next Level Racing iRX Championship. And we have got a couple of our drivers so far waiting by to speak to us. So why don't we do it in reverse order then and start with 3rd place driver, Beau Albert.
Absolutely, let's do it. Beau, welcome in. Good to have you with us and congrats on 3rd tonight from Daytona. Tell us about your strategy for that final race of the evening, because you were in a bit of traffic there. You managed in the end to get ahead of a very big crash as well. How were you envisaging that race as you finally got sorted there in laps 2 and 3 and so on? How were you envisaging that rest of the race going?
I thought it was always going to be pretty tough. Starting 3rd here at Daytona is always one of the worst spots to start 3rd because you're on the outside. It's such a long, tight, open corner. So I knew I was going to get bullied a little bit on that opening lap. I think we fell down to 5th. Had some aggressive racing of my own with Kieran as well, so that was a bit of fun, elbows out racing. But yeah, I think we just had to try and maximize clear air where we could. That's why when I saw, I think it was Ozzy and Evan scrapping it out in front of me for 3rd, I thought, look, let's just get ourselves out of this mess, clean air, and that paid off once again. So there wasn't too much strategy tonight. It was just a bit of survival, but it pays off in the end.
Exactly, and do you feel like this has all paid off in the championship as well? Started the day 5 points behind. It's going to be something similar, you'd imagine, to Jacob at the end of today. Is that all paid off as you were hoping for?
Yeah, it's tough to work out with the drop round and everything. On the drop rounds, yeah, I think we're we should be 2nd in the points now with drop rounds. Our name of the game so far, though, has been consistency. We're just constantly banking points, whereas, Jacob had a DNF in round 1, Evan had a DNF in round 2. We're just being consistent. That's what we're trying to build our championship on, but all of those guys also have race wins under their belt, and I do not currently. So I know once their worst round gets taken away, we've got work to do. So it's good for the championship by all accounts, but by all accounts, there's still a lot of work to be done on my side.
There's still, of course, half the season to go as well, so we look forward to seeing you in that, Beau. But for now, congrats on tonight, and thanks for chatting to us at the end as well.
Yeah, thanks, Ewan. All the best, and thanks for you guys for putting on the broadcast as always. Appreciate it.
Thanks very much, Beau Albert. Third place tonight from Daytona. Here, just in behind, Jacob Rafos, who finishes in second in the feature race. Jacob, welcome in. Good to have you with us. How are you feeling? Second place here tonight at the end of that one, and about 3 or 4 seconds off the victory. Is that a good night for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. I mean, Ilari was really fast, and he had good pace, and we were just taking the points and trying to still lead the championship going into Knockhill, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Tell us about the heat race. I want to learn about a little bit, because that was a great race between yourself and Evan McFarlane, 2 of the big names of our championship for 2025. Together in that same heat, you made a bit of contact early on as well. What was that experience like, being in that first heat of the day?
I mean, it was great. I mean, me and Evan had some good fights, and yeah, he left me space, I left him space, and he was really fast. I think he got a slowdown at the end there, but yeah, pretty much it was a good heat, yeah, for sure.
Well, good to see you out there again tonight, Jacob. Of course, as always, congrats on second in the feature, and thanks for chatting to us at the end as well.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Jacob Rafos. Second place tonight behind, of Ilari Laminsivu, who wins at Daytona. Ilari, welcome in, and congratulations on winning here from Daytona. I must say, it looked relatively easy for you once you got out front in both your heat and the feature race. How were you feeling in the car? Did it feel like it was coming easy to you tonight?
Yes, thank you a lot. Yeah, we made pretty long hours with Ossi with the setup, so we kind of knew that we will have good results if we will avoid everything. But a bit sad that something happened to Ossi, like in the final. But yeah, the car was really good. So.
Tell us about the influence of having Ossi there, both in the heat race and the final. You managed to get both of you through 1 and 2 in your heat, and of course he must have played a big role in the feature race as well. Just tell us a little bit about that dynamic between the two of you.
Yeah, I mean, we were a bit expecting that such thing might happen, because the Ford starting grid is really good in this track. So yeah, when that happened, I was really glad. I noticed from the mirrors that he's now there, so there was some safetyness, but we were still both pushing, of course, hard, but sad that something happened to Ossi.
Well, thanks for coming to chat to us as always, Ilari. Congratulations on the win here at Daytona, and hopefully we'll see you next time out in round 5.
Thank you, we will see.
Thanks very much. That's Ilari Laminsivu, our winner tonight in RX Pro from Daytona.
Yeah, certainly sensational evening from Ilari, all evening as well, it must be said. Pole position in qualifying, gets the heat race win, and gets a comfortable win in the main race. Next time out, we've got a month to wait. September the 21st is going to be the next round of the championship. We head to Scotland and Knockhill for that round of the championship, which I'm certainly looking forward to. I've been to Knockhill myself, and it's a great place to watch motorsport, that is for sure. So make sure you join us at the same time on the same channel, September the 21st, for all of that. But Ewan O'Leary, thank you once again for stepping in with me here today. I've been Paul Smith. Hugo Louise has been behind the scenes on production today. This has been a RaceSpot TV broadcast of the Next Level Racing iRX Championship from Daytona. Ilari Laminsivu is your RX Pro winner today. Take care. See you soon.